Picture yourself in an ancient city, surrounded by bustling markets and towering idols, when a divine voice calls you to leave everything: your home, your family, your security, for an unknown land, with a promise that seems impossible. This is the story of Abraham, a man whose faith and obedience to God's call in Genesis 12:15 laid the foundation for a great nation and a legacy that shapes billions of lives today. Have you ever faced a moment where you had to trust a path you couldn't see, betting everything on a promise? In this video, we're diving into the epic journey of Abraham's call and covenant, a tale of courage, doubt, and divine faithfulness that reveals how one man's trust changed history. By the end, you'll not only uncover the power of God's promise to make Abraham a great nation, but also discover practical lessons to step boldly into your own purpose, no matter the uncertainty. So, smash that like button if you're ready for an inspiring journey, subscribe to join our community, and let's walk with Abraham into a story that still speaks today. The story begins in the ancient city of Ur, a thriving hub in Mesopotamia around 2000 BC. Imagine the scene. Temples to moon gods, merchants trading goods from distant lands, and a culture steeped in idolatry. Abraham, then called Abram, is no nomad. He's a man of means, living comfortably with his wife Sarai and his extended family. But Genesis 12:1 shatters this world with a divine command. Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee. God doesn't give a map or a destination, just a promise. I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. For you, this moment poses a question. What would it take to leave everything familiar for an unseen future? Abraham's call is a challenge to trust beyond what you can control. A lesson for anyone facing a leap of faith in their career, relationships, or dreams. At 75 years old, Abraham steps out in obedience, taking Sarai, his nephew Lot, and their possessions toward Canaan. Picture the journey. Dusty trails, scorching deserts, and the weight of leaving behind a life of stability. Canaan isn't empty, it's filled with tribes, unfamiliar customs, and challenges. Yet Abraham builds altars to worship God, claiming this land by faith. For you, this is the first takeaway. Faith requires action. Abraham didn't just hear God's call, he moved, trusting the promise despite the risks. In your life, what steps can you take toward a goal, even if the path isn't clear? Whether it's starting a project, mending a relationship, or pursuing a passion, Abraham's journey shows that faith is a verb, not a feeling. But Abraham's path isn't a straight line to triumph. Genesis 12 introduces a test. A famine strikes Canaan, forcing Abraham to seek refuge in Egypt. Fearing for his life, he asks Sarai to pose as his sister to avoid Pharaoh's wrath, a decision that reveals his humanity. Imagine the tension. Abraham, chosen by God, wrestling with fear and doubt. Pharaoh takes Sarai into his household, but God intervenes, afflicting Pharaoh's house and revealing the truth. Abraham leaves Egypt, richer but humbled, a reminder that even the faithful stumble. For you, this moment teaches resilience. Mistakes don't disqualify you from your purpose. When you face setbacks, whether a bad decision or an unexpected crisis, God's promise can still guide you forward. Have you ever faltered yet found a way to keep going? Abraham's story says you can. In Genesis 13, Abraham returns to Canaan, but new challenges arise. His wealth and lots grow, and their herdsmen clash over grazing land. Picture the scene. Two families, once united, now divided by success. Abraham, the elder, could demand his way. But instead, he offers Lot the first choice of land. Lot chooses the fertile Jordan Valley, leaving Abraham with the rugged hills of Canaan. This act of generosity isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Trusting God's promise over immediate gain. For you, this is a powerful lesson. Humility and selflessness can pave the way for greater blessings. In your life, letting go of pride, whether in a dispute or a competition, can open doors to unexpected opportunities. How can you choose peace over power in your relationships or work? Genesis 14 brings a dramatic shift. Lot is captured in a war between local kings. Abraham, now a leader with allies, rallies 318 trained men to rescue him. Imagine the courage. A man of faith becoming a warrior, chasing down armies to save his family. His victory isn't just military, it's a testament to loyalty and boldness. After the battle, Abraham meets Melchizedek, a mysterious priest-king who blesses him, and Abraham offers a tithe, acknowledging God's role in his success. For you, this moment highlights the balance of action and gratitude. When you achieve a win, whether in business, personal goals, or helping others, pause to give credit where it's due. How do you honor the forces, whether divine or communal, that support your victories? The heart of Abraham's story lies in Genesis 15, where God solidifies his covenant. Abram, now years into his journey, faces a nagging doubt. He has no heir, and God's promise of a great nation seems distant. Picture him under a starlit sky, wrestling with uncertainty. God speaks, "Look now toward heaven, and tell the stars, if thou be able to number them, so shall thy seed be." Abraham believes, and God count it as righteousness. Then, in a vivid ceremony, God seals the covenant with a vision of fire passing between sacrificed animals, promising the land to Abraham's descendants. For you, this is a profound lesson. Faith doesn't eliminate doubt, it perseveres through it. When your dreams feel delayed, trust in the promises you hold, whether they're personal goals or spiritual convictions. What promises are you holding on to in your life? The covenant isn't just about Abraham, it's about a legacy. God's promise extends to all families of the earth. A vision of blessing that includes the nations through Abraham's line, ultimately fulfilled in figures like Jesus in Christian theology. Picture the ripple effect. One man's obedience shaping millennia, from the Israelites to modern faiths. For you, this underscores the power of your choices. Your actions today, how you treat others, pursue your purpose, or face challenges, can leave a legacy far beyond your lifetime. What kind of impact do you want to create for those who come after you? Let's place this story in its historical context. Abraham's world was a tapestry of city-states, trade routes, and shifting powers. Yours was a center of Sumerian culture, with advanced writing and religion. Yet Abraham left it for a nomadic life in Canaan. His encounters with figures like Melchizedek suggest a broader spiritual landscape, where God's work extended beyond one people. The covenant ceremony, with its divided animals, mirrors ancient Near Eastern treaties, grounding the story in its time. For you, this shows that faith isn't detached from reality, it engages with the world as it is. How can you live out your values in the complexities of today's world, whether in your workplace or community? Abraham's story isn't just ancient history, it's a mirror for your own journey. His call to leave reflects the courage needed to step into the unknown, whether starting a new venture or breaking old habits. His mistakes in Egypt show that growth comes through imperfection. His generosity with Lot teaches that humility often leads to greater blessings. And his trust in God's promise, despite delays, challenges you to hold fast to your vision. In a world of instant gratification, Abraham's patience is a radical act. For you, this story invites reflection. What is your Canaan? the place or purpose you recall to? And how can you trust the journey, even when the destination isn't clear? Here are practical takeaways to apply Abraham's lessons. First, embrace the call to action. Like Abraham, take the first step toward your purpose. Even if it means leaving comfort behind, start that project, have that tough conversation, or pursue that dream. Second, learn from setbacks. Abraham's misstep in Egypt didn't end his journey. Your mistakes can refine yours. Third, prioritize relationships over rivalry. Abraham's choice to let Lot choose first preserved peace, key win-win solutions in conflicts. Finally, hold on to promises through doubt. Abraham's faith under the stars sustained him. Anchor yourself in your core beliefs, whether spiritual or personal, when the path feels uncertain. Abraham's call and covenant aren't just about one-man diary, about the power of faith to shape destinies. His story challenges you to trust, act, and persevere, knowing your choices can ripple through generations. Whether you're building a career, a family, or a legacy, Abraham's journey shows that greatness begins with a single step of faith. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey through Abraham's call and covenant. If this story ignited your sense of purpose, hit that like button. It helps us share these timeless lessons with more people. Subscribe and ring the bell to catch our next deep dive into history and wisdom. Share this video with someone who needs encouragement to take a bold step or trust in a bigger plan. In the comments, tell me, what's one way Abraham's story inspires you to move forward in faith? For more epic tales that unpack life's big questions, check out our playlist linked below. Until next time, keep stepping boldly into your purpose, and I'll see you in the next video.